人和国，中央人民政府今天胜利了。
但是你们能不能？
刚才问我啊，我可以回答你句无可奉告，你们也不高兴。
哎，什么叫中国共产党？党叫干啥就干啥。
黑夜即将到来，一定要做好准备。
干死共产党！不干死共产党，绝不罢休！
消灭中共是正义的需要。
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Exposing the CCP. And today we're going to continue our discussion to expose the truth about the CCP. And today's topic is very interesting. We're going to talk about the vaccine, the CCP virus, and also the antidote. And welcome, Mr. Truth and Chris, to our program today. And hi, Chris.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be on the show again today. Thank you.
Awesome. Good to have you here, Mr. Truth.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our program. Thank you.
Excellent. So let's just begin our video today, and let's check out some important piece of information from our school regarding the vaccine and also the CCP virus.
Was the antidote. Someone informed me that it could cure 90% of diabetes and cancers, particularly lung and pancreatic cancers. He said it could completely eradicate these diseases. I was a little scared at that time and wondered if this was true. I asked him why this medicine was not popular. He told me many reasons why it was not popular. You must remember this from my personal experience. Iron is not comparable with zinc, calcium, magnesium, and T and cannot be taken together. It will reduce their absorption. All individuals suffering from iron deficiency anemia should keep this in mind. My sister-in-law is severely iron deficient. So now I know that iron deficiency includes ladies with menstrual cycles. Given her age and physiological menstrual cycles, she must have an iron deficiency, correct? She experienced dizziness and fatigue after taking artemisinin, but it also cured her diarrhea. Let me tell you about another British couple. Her name is Rachel. Her husband had cancer 3 times. He is white and used to be an athlete. I have known her for nearly 20 years. Then she divorced her husband. She continued to work on her career. Her husband did not remarry. They have several children together, and they get along well. My friend has found different men. But Rachel has a good relationship with her husband, who had cancer 3 times and nearly lost all his hair. He was about to die each time and had held 2 memorial services for himself while he was still alive. This has become popular in the UK in recent years. For example, my buddy David Tan held a memorial service for himself before he died. It is popular in the UK to hold a memorial service for yourself while you are still alive. He has held 2 memorial services and collected a lot of money, but he did not die. As a result, He watched the live broadcast for a while and started taking artemisinin. You know how miraculous it is? He actually grew black hair back. Not only that, my buddy now wants... He had no sexual desire in the past, but now he wants to find a girlfriend. Wow, I thought he was joking, but he was serious. He took some photos to show me. This is my personal experience. Another one had lung cancer. Half of his lung was removed, and he coughed all day long. This is a rich man from Taiwan who moved to Canada.
Yeah, we're opening with great news. And if you do, or you have your friends, family members, and someone who you know, and took the CCP virus vaccine or COVID vaccine, either way you call it, and have some adverse event, maybe you would consider taking some artemisinin as a cure, possible cure. And by the way, and we have to do a disclaimer: this is not a medical device, medical devices. This is just intelligence from NFSC and Mile School and our friends in Communist China, where they studied the influence of artemisinin on the effectiveness to cure CCP virus and also the vaccine adverse events. So if you do have that, please consider. And I will give my time to Chris. Maybe Chris, you will start to talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, okay, so from the video, we saw that it mentioned that after he took the artemisinin or the artesunate, he wants to find a girlfriend. But I think in reality right now, it's hard to find a unvaxxed girlfriend. So the artesunate comes from a family of drugs known as artemisinins. These drugs have been used for more than 30 years to treat millions of malaria patients worldwide. And artesunate is the antidote for the CCP virus and the CCP virus vaccines, meaning it is the cure for both the virus and the toxic vaccines. Mr. Mousegor was the first person in the world to publicly reveal this antidote during a live broadcast. Creating biological weapons follows a process. First, an antidote must be developed. Artemisinin and artesunate are the antidotes. Artesunate come from a family of drugs known as artemisinins. So artemisinin can not only eliminate toxins that do not belong in the human body, but it can also cure cancer and extended human lifespan. I haven't taken the vaccine, but I regularly take artemisinin for maintenance. After taking it, I feel my hands and feet become warmer, likely because artemisinin has improved my blood circulation. This is one of the reasons why the CCP and the American communists collude with the CCP fear and want to prosecute Mr. Mousegor. And the CCP, the elites, and the deep state within health department around the world don't want people to use cheap and effective drugs. They control the pharmaceutical industry, prompting expensive and ineffective treatment like remdesivir and Paxlovid to keep the public from knowing the truth and accessing affordable, effective therapies such as ivermectin, artemisinin, and natural remedies that can prevent diseases. It doesn't stop there. The CCP and American communists also control the food industry, accelerating the deterioration of public health to further control the populations. The CCP and American communists thought that they, by releasing the virus, enforcing toxic vaccines, and using the 5G for remote control, they could successfully dominate the world. However, they will ultimately fail, and they will pay a price for their actions and crimes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for summarizing all of this. And I think this is a very piece of information because we now have multiple choices. You know, we probably heard in a lot of Western media that ivermectin works, and including some other effective, a little bit mild cure. But artemisinin is also got the Nobel Prize in 2015 along with ivermectin, and it was awarded to a Chinese hero, and Tu Youyou, and it's our hero. Definitely will save the world. So please pay attention to that. Do more research if you have questions, and follow NFSC for more information. Okay, now let's go to Mr. Truth. And what's your opinion on this intelligence information?
Well, Miles Gore first broadcasted live about that information just when the COVID-19 virus was spread from Wuhan lab. I think it was in 2019 by December, and then 2020 January, February. So, and the information that piece of intel come from the Chinese military expert who in biological weaponries. And I believe that person lately flew to Europe to hide from CCP's prosecution. And he said that there's antidotes, because before they released the biological weapon, the virus, and then go through the World Health Organization and mandate every country to take the vaccination to, I mean, that certainly is proven now. It's a biological weapon. It causes a lot of different cancers, depression, and all kinds of biological and physiological as well as psychological problems. So, and the antidotes, according to Miles Gore's intel, was that antimissilin, and it was by a Nobel Prize scientist Tu Youyou, who worked for over the last 15 to 60 now to 66 years, 65 years in her lifetime, to try and to abstract the effective ingredients. They start from malaria and also cancer as well as worms. So once that product was tested very effective for those signs, symptoms, then obviously she was awarded the Nobel Prize finally. But ironically, the CCP never promoted her, and trying to basically not let that information out to the public for the Chinese people. But I think we found out that they now manufacture in the United States, and then the more strong antidotes in the same derived from the same plant. Okay, it actually is a stronger one, and that type of things I actually find out have many more anti-cancer and effects. Not only that, the Chinese military, especially the fighting jets pilot, they're actually using that after each flight. Once they come down in the western mountain of Beijing, according to Miles Gore, and you couldn't believe your eyes. Once this pilot had a big flight and come down, and they injected them with the powder, and then in your eyes, they blow up the pilot's their blood vessel to like 10,000 times. And they can see how the blood actually purified in front of your eye from those stresses released, toxins released from to that fighting jet flight. So in a nutshell, this is a very effective antidote that CCP kept in case in case after they have released the viruses from the Wuhan military, I think, games was in the I think it was in the August and September of 2019, which I was happened to be in Wuhan when I come back. I was there to for a meeting, and it takes about a week. I was stayed in a 5-star hotel. I generally exercise, eat well, and very healthy. But when I come back, actually, I found I started coughing unstoppably. I actually coughed, some blood come out of my lungs. And then if it's like a severe flu and cold. I never had that. So, but I think eventually I get over from it after about 1 month, which to me was very surprising. So I know afterwards what was reported later on. So the CCP already released the virus during Wuhan international military sports competition, military personnel sports competition. So what I'm doing now is personally, I want to share that is I took those antidotes regularly, okay, and for 5 days, and then have a rest for a week or two, and just take them again. I do find out, as Chris shared, and he takes that as well. You actually feel much light, and feel very good. So I do like yearly health checks with my family doctor. And he said I was last blood test. He told me I was more healthy than 10 years ago. But so I think it must be some sort of antidote effect, which number one, purify your blood. Number two, and get rid of the spike protein effect when you go out to the restaurant. In a cloud where the air is not really that fresh, and you're eating for half an hour surrounded by 90% people who've been vaccinated. So I think you do feel a little bit uncomfortable when you took a flight, even 2-hour flight. So I make sure I took that myself personally. So that's not a medical advertising or advance. So we don't make money. We don't sell those drugs. You can find them. They are mostly made in India, as well as in China and the United States, I think. So if you're interested, definitely can give it a try. And so, but why we've gone through all the hassle of going all those troubles? And this is because the CCP themselves, okay, they never get vaccinated, but their families are regularly taking those antidotes just in case they go out for meeting as well. I'm sure some people. So, and also Miles Gore's intel told us the people who are in the director general level in China, and also most of the Chinese military, they don't take any vaccination mandate for COVID, but the Americans did. So they're trying to use the biological agents as a weapon to kill Americans. In the team given up by the so-called the World Economic Forum, as well as the global communism. So we have to know that is very evil, and the people interested in to find try something interesting out. And I hope this information find very helpful. We're here trying to saving ourselves, and as well as sharing the experience with others. So thank you very much. Back to you, Zee.
Also greatly appreciate your sharing of your personal experience. Yeah, I think we're currently living a different world now. Since 2020, everything has changed. And we're kind of living in a new era post COVID-19 or pandemic. It's probably going to be here for a long time. We don't have the time to dig into all the details, but let's just look at some examples, videos from professional doctors and professional medical industry. What's their observation of the world? What kind of world are we living in right now? So let's check out the next video.
behind the spike protein. The severe infection and the very first Wuhan strain, the 2020 strain, which is more severe, resulted in long COVID syndrome, which is due to the retained spike protein. The vaccine is the full-length spike protein and much more of it. The spike protein, as far as I know, is the most dangerous, disease-promoting, and lethal protein ever discovered in human medicine, and sadly, it's man-made. It was a reckless idea to install the genetic code for the dangerous and potentially lethal spike protein in human beings. The claims that the vaccines save millions of lives are essentially false. Even the pharmaceutical companies don't make that claim. So the politicians are making false pharmaceutical claims. In the United States, that's actually a violation of US law. We would conclude the vaccines have actually resulted in millions of people losing their lives. So we have to get the message out regarding spike detoxification. In my direct observation, it will reliably lower the antibodies to the spike protein over time as a proxy that the spike protein is going away. And
In late 2019, early 2020, Miles already exposed, actually, I think he's the first one to expose to the world that the CCP virus is a bioweapon developed by the CCP and POA. And hopefully more and more intelligence information going to be released and to call them a criminal organizations and hold them accountable. But I think Dr. McCullough explained in details what's going on. And let's go to Chris to see your what's your opinions.
Okay, so I think that the spike protein is an artificial biological weapon created by the CCP with technology provided from American communists like Anthony Fauci and Bill Gates, who betrayed Americans' interest. It's like an iPhone designed in California, but manufactured, assembled, and released by the CCP. And when large amount of spike protein enter the human body, it's like opening the door and inviting a group of robbers inside, unlocking the body's genetic gates. This causes the immune system's natural barriers to collapse. One dose of the toxic vaccines contain 40 trillion spike proteins designed to remain in the body long term, lingering in various organs. Healthy organs are attacked by the spike proteins, become unhealthy, and get damaged, while already unhealthy organs deteriorate further. These spike proteins triggers various cancers, collectively termed is turbo cancer, such as myocarditis and blood clots in different parts of the body. And the unvaccinated people who come into contact with vaccinated individuals can also be affected due to spike protein shedding. When a majority of people have received the toxic vaccines, we enter an era of coexisting with the virus. Therefore, whether vaccinated or not, regular detoxification is necessary. This includes taking pharmaceutical grade ivermectin and artesunate, as well as healthy food grade and nattokinase, bromelain, and NAC. So if people wants to keep body healthy, people can try our suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. And now go to Mr. Truth.
Definitely, I agree with Chris about the suggestions. So I think someone once said that those viruses, especially those shedding proteins, mRNA proteins, once people vaccinate a couple of times, the body shedding those dirt out to the air regularly. If you inhale, if you're unvaccinated but you inhaled through close contact, I want to actually share very real experiences in where my living environment is. So we had a friend who had a house and was listed out upstairs to a few to two or three local people, and most of them are vaccinated. There's 3 of them, and then there's one young gentleman is unvaccinated. But I think for some reason that he has been young and working very strong and have go to gym regularly, so he was attract probably young females. Okay, so just girlfriends and changing girlfriends maybe every 2 or 3 months. I think one day I met him. I said, okay, well, we'll talk about that. He said he was unvaccinated. That's very good. So I said, do you know you can take some antidotes if you have regular sex with condoms, but you also need to take this as well. So he sort of wasn't treated very seriously. But the cut story short, after about less than a year later, I met him again. What happens? He said, I'm going to move out to the house now. My father is picking me up. I said, why? He said, you look at my arm, my left arm, it's so hardened and it looks much bigger. I cannot operate the machine on the construction field that I used to do. And, that's very, very serious. So I said, did you take those antidotes that, that everyone was talking about in the alternative social media? So he knows that as well, but he said he didn't. And so that's the serious problem. If you have a sex partners which is vaccinated and you are unvaccinated, so through close contact, you might probably receive a lot of mRNA proteins shedding in and around your system. So now I think a lot of doctors are talking about it on the Getter and the X I saw from time to time, and it's a very serious issue now. So we have to be very careful about that. So I think there's more pharmaceutical products available now for the antidotes. So I think people, if your health is very important to you, you must take that very seriously, maybe taking regular antidote. Also, New Federal State of China, we have warranty doctors, regular program on Getter, okay? Doctors Agnes, and you could watch in her programs, and there's a lot of case studies there as well, real case studies. Thank you.
Thank you, Truth. It's very saddening to see. I think probably most of us already seen some adverse event from these people who took the vaccine, and multiple times. The more they take, the more severe or probability they might have seen this adverse events, and how to live with them in the future. That's another big task, and we need to tackle for the medical industry. Hopefully, they're getting better, but there's still a lot of research and understanding into the mRNA technologies. How can we harness this technology? Do not use for evil, but good for the humanity. That's I think a very, very good topic for the close future. Okay, let's go to the last video, and it's another evidence, one more evidence showing what's going on from medical experts. Let's check it out.
We were told this is mRNA, going to degrade rapidly in our body, right? But it wasn't mRNA, was it? It was modified RNA. It was actually produced synthetically so it wouldn't degrade. And we now have studies that say the mRNA is circulating in the body at least, I think, 2 months, and we haven't done studies beyond that, correct? I know in your own practice, you don't administer that because you realize the spike protein is toxic to the body.
I prefer the killed protein vaccines.
When did you first determine, or when did you first find out about the biodistribution studies Pfizer had done that the Japanese regulators released in February of 2021?
Probably
on the lipid nanoparticles.
Yeah, probably somewhere in the spring or summer of 21. It was clear that the mRNA in some patients was persisting much longer than
But
it should.
when did you find out about the biodistribution of the lipid nanoparticles, or when did people in the FDA, when should they known about the fact that they were biodistributing all over the body?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I was telling you the summer of 2021 is when I probably became more aware that this...
Only because the Japanese regulators released that. But again, this is part of the Pfizer studies. So they knew that the lipid nanoparticle, which is designed to permeate difficult to permeate barriers, correct? Okay. That's the design of the lipid nanoparticle. So they knew it was going to biodistribute all over the body, concentrating in the ovaries, the adrenal glands. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, correct?
Correct.
So what would, let's just, again, you're a doctor. What happens when you have a lipid nanoparticle biodistributing, and let's say this mRNA, this modified mRNA attaches to a heart muscle? What is it? It injects itself into the cells, causes that heart muscle cell to produce a spike protein, correct?
Yeah, I think there were more and more exposures, even the testimony to the Congress to show that the adverse events from this COVID vaccine. So we gotta take rapid actions to find the root cause, hold the CCP accountable, because they know how they develop this bioweapons in their Wuhan lab, and all the information is there. We just need to find a way to find out, to dig into the truth and find out the counter actions. Okay, so let's go to Chris again this time. So what do you think of this this Congress hearing?
I think this Congress hearing tell us the truth about the spike protein and the mRNA technology. But I think that why is artemisinin so important? It also showed from the video, because the video tells us how toxic those spike protein and mRNA technology and those lipid nanoparticles like how poison they are. So the artemisinin can be the cure because the lipid nanoparticles in a toxic vaccine can penetrate the blood-brain barrier, allowing the virus to enter not only the brain, but also all organs in the body. Artesunate can also penetrate the blood-brain barrier, but it can clearing spike proteins from the brain and removing spike protein from all organs in the body. It can detoxify the effect of up to 3 doses of the vaccines. And then we remember back from like 2020 to 2024, the collaboration among the medical, media, technology, NGO, and political sectors has orchestrated this pandemic and vaccine crisis. The medical sector, including the WHO and the various countries, FDA, CDC, NIH, and more. And also the media sector encompasses mainstream media, social media, and fact-checking platforms. The technology sector, including the company Meta, the company Google, and Microsoft, and also many other companies, and also the NGO sector, including the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the Open Society Foundations from the Soros. The political sectors involved the United Nations, deep state governments of various countries, and also the CCP. Together, they have woven a web that concealed the truth while spreading misinformations. Human rights and freedom have been violated through lockdowns, travel bans, mandatory masks, forced vaccinations, and flawed medical practice, resulting in the greatest disaster in human history with unprecedented harm and death. The catastrophic and dangers of the toxic vaccines are far from over. So we need to spread out the truth and let people know about the cure so that we can prevent the great disaster from the vaccine injuries. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. There are definitely a lot of cases, probably millions, if not more. So we got to take this really seriously. How, Mr. Shoes, we'll go to you.
Yeah, I just had received a piece of information from our program supervisor. It says on the July 14th, 2025, which is just a few days ago. Why did the mainstream medicine claims that the hydroxychloroquine and the IV vectors were ineffective against the COVID-19 and the vaccination? It is because during the clinical trial, the patients were instructed to take hydroxychloroquine with a meal and the IV vector on an empty stomach. However, hydroxychloroquine should be taken on an empty stomach, while IV vector should be taken with a fatty meals. This allowed Dr. Fauci to claim that the IV vector is ineffective and promote the vaccine to the world. So this is very evil. So been working in the health industry, especially on the administration for decision making, which controls human life and death, one should be, respect the true scientific studies. And even by taking those antidotes, one should know taking some, one is taken with empty stomach, where others taken with a fatty stomach. If you challenge that, it won't work, because that's the conditions where it works. So this is why that so many people died. I mean, otherwise later on we found out that through a new federal state of China, the numerous cases were find that if you take early treatment, even you had the early COVID-19 viruses, or if you are vaccinated 1 shot, 2 shot, even 3 booster shots, if you're taking this IV vector, for example, it will just reduce the symptoms to a level where you feel you're healthy again. Okay, so that's how powerful they both are. Nobel Prize winning inventions, such as IV vector and artemisinin. So we are here not talking about just the review, the history of what happened in our observation, but we also can ask a question why, those people are so evil. Why they want to do that? I mean, why they want to do a global, population reduction program to reduce the population? What they're fearful about it, and what they have stolen the wealth from, from the taxpayers. All those questions, I hope that one day the world should make that very clear to people, and we have the reason to know about that, and should never happen again. Thank you. Back to you, Zee.
Thank you so much, both of you. And I mean, this topic is endless. We can go to technical, share our experience, and do as much as we can. But what's importantly is for our audiences to understand and find the truth by yourself. Think about it. If you haven't taken vaccine, congratulations. if you have or your friends have, think about how to work with them to get through the difficult times. And no matter what, life is challenging. Life is also fun. So enjoy that. And more importantly, let's find the root cause of this, which is the CCP created this in their lab. We need to hold them accountable and to take down the CCP. Thank you very much. And we just have a couple more minutes for each audience to conclude our program. And let's go with Mr. Truth first and then Chris.
Thank you very much for watching our program. We hope our information is useful and relevant for you as a human being. Okay, we have the right to live healthily. So there's always options. And I believe nature has already provided all the cures for all the diseases, whether it's natural or human intentionally made through, the act of evil. I think you just have to dig into the information. I'm sure there's always a cure available. So don't lose hope. Fight. Let's take down the CCP. Thank you.
And also that like I'm not vaccinated, but my friends, they are vaccinated. So for me, I will talk to them and introduce them ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and artesunate to clean the spike protein out of their body. But if they don't trust the drugs, well, I will give them a present of health food grade. For example, like nattokinase and bromelain and NAC, and try to help them out. I will just deliver the truth to them, even if they don't trust it. I won't argue with them, because I don't think argue with them will do any good. So I also believe that mankind will be saved. Thank you. Take down CCP.
Thank you very much and for watching and take down the CCP. We'll see you next time. Please stay tuned. Bye.
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 他们的恐惧是我们的武器，我们的胜利。谢谢了，兄弟姐妹们，你们健身了吗？行动，行动，行动！中共，你完了 ！Take down the CCP！
Beginning for the games you want to play. Bring it on and I will fight to the end. Just watch and see. It's all started, everything's begun, and you are over. Cause we're taking down the CCP. Spread the word all through Hong Kong. We will fight till they're all gone. We rejoice when there's no more. Let's take down the CCP. They have all life for too long. We will end what they do wrong. Spread the word all through Hong Kong. Let's take down the CCP. Let the bullets fly a little longer, and you will surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. We will have freedom to live. We will win. You'll surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. Let the bullets fly a little longer.
中共，
Let the bullets fly a little
你
longer.
完了！
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
中共，你完了！干灭中国共产党这个 CCP， 还能让我们远离恐惧。Take down CCP。
They try to scare the nation with fabrication, but we see through the lies. We won't fall, we will fight you back. Police corruption with crooked assumption. They ran our lives, but no more. We will win. We will take down the CCP. Spread the word all through Hong Kong. We will fight till they're
起来吧，
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
站起来吧，
Let the bullets fly a little
为
longer.
奴役的人
Let
们
the bullets fly a little longer.
行动，
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
行动，
Let the bullets fly a little
你
longer.
完了
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
，Take it down, CCP。
The bullets fly a little longer, and you will surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer. We will have freedom to live. We will win. You'll surrender. Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP.
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP.
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP.
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP.
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little
CCP.
longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take it down,
Let the bullets fly a little longer.
Take it down, the evil CCP.